In the face of the growing horror in the Middle East, we are acting to keep alive the possibility of peace and a two-state solution. That means a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable Palestinian state. At the moment, we have neither. Ordinary people, Israeli and Palestinian, deserve to live in peace, to try to rebuild their lives free from violence and suffering. We have evacuated the first group of sick and injured children to the United Kingdom to be treated by the NHS, and we continue to increase our humanitarian support. But still, nowhere near enough aid is getting through.
Keir Starmer had a choice. He could have stood up for Britain. He could have fixed our broken borders. He could have taken on the grooming gangs. He could have spoken about knife crime or the cost of living crisis. But he didn't. Because today he stood at a podium and declared that the United Kingdom now recognises Palestine as a state. You see, the media, they're going to dress this up as historic. They're going to call it a step in the right direction for peace. But let's be clear, this isn't about peace. This is about opening Britain up to a whole new wave of foreign influence, of mass migration and radical politics, planted right in the heart of our capital. With statehood comes embassies. Palestine will demand one in London, and legally, Britain's going to have to allow it to happen. Now, here's what most people don't understand, because an embassy isn't just an office. An embassy is sovereign territory. That means British police can't go in. That means whatever happens inside is shielded from British law. So go ask yourself, who do you think is going to operate out of that embassy? Career diplomats or activists and operatives linked to the Muslim Brotherhood, the Iranian propaganda networks and Qatari influence machines? History tells us the truth, because in the 1980s, Libya used its London embassy to funnel weapons and cash to terrorists. They've used their embassies in Europe to spread radicalisation. China, they've used it for espionage. And let's not talk about what happened in Turkey, because that journalist got chopped up and didn't return home. And now Starmer, what he's done is open the door for Palestine to do the same, right in the heart of London. You see, the second problem, and the main problem for me, is the refugee pipeline. Because recognition gives Palestinians a new weapon in Britain's asylum courts. Now, any person arriving on a dinghy can claim that they're from a recognised state, their state is under siege, and they're being persecuted. Under international law, that makes their case so much stronger. Rejections are going to be harder, appeals will be endless, and activist lawyers, those lefty lawyers, they're going to make a fortune dragging cases through the courts. You see, one accepted case can trigger family reunification, so one man can bring a dozen relatives. We're going to have NGOs that are going to argue Britain's got this moral duty to take in thousands upon thousands of people, and Starmer will cave, because he always caves. This is how a symbolic gesture turns into a permanent refugee pipeline, flooding Britain while our own people struggle to get housing, to get healthcare, or even jobs. But let me just pause right here. I want to ask you, do you think Starmer has put Britain first, or do you think he's just really sold us out? Drop a comment below, because I really want to see what real British people think. Not the fake headlines the media keeps pumping out. Right, back to this. Because who's going to pay for this? It's not Starmer, it's not the elites, it's you. You do. Taxpayers are going to foot the bill for free housing, welfare and NHS access. Council flats will vanish. Waiting lists are going to grow, and the crime that follows through will tear through our communities already on the edge. Look at the past 20 years. Whenever we have opened up the gates, integration has failed. Ghettos have formed and radical politics have followed. And now the same politicians who destroyed Britain's social fabric are now cheering on another open border invitation. It's mad. And let's not kid ourselves. This doesn't just bring in refugees. It brings in conflict. The Middle East struggle will now play out on British soil. More flags, more protests, more intimidation. Because we've already seen how bad it can get on the streets of London. But this recognition gives it a new legitimacy. It tells those radical voices that Britain is your platform. Hell, Britain is your battlefield. We're not just importing people. We're importing centuries-long conflict and planting it in our own neighbourhoods. So let's step back. What does Starmer gain? He gains headlines. He gains applause from the globalists, the NGOs, and Labour's far left socialist base. He gets to look for the first time like a world leader for peace. But what does Britain gain? Nothing. Not security, not prosperity, not peace. Just more division, more pressure on our services, and another embassy in London that could be a propaganda machine against us. This isn't foreign policy. This is appeasement. This is betrayal. Starmer has put Palestine first, globalist approval second, and he's put Britain dead last yet again. If we don't call this out, if we don't resist this, then we are going to be sleepwalking into a future where our capital city is no longer British. It's already heading that way very, very quickly, but instead it will be a hub for foreign states, foreign conflicts, and foreign ideologies. Britain must come first. Our people, our borders, our culture. And if we don't, we will not have a country left to defend. So thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure that you give it a share, hit the follow button and stick around for the next video, because right here on the screen YouTube thinks you're going to like this one too. See you next time.